In this video lesson, we're going to look at two other measures that we use in statistics. We've just had a look at mean, which is like the average. We're going to now have a look at the mode and the range, see what these mean and what we can do with them. First of all, let's have a look at the mode. It says here that the mode is a measure of central tendency. Now that simply means the middleness of scores, telling us what the middle is. You know how the mean gave us the average? Well, the mode sort of gives us a middle number as well. And you use it for numbers as well as categorical data, which we'll talk about later. But anyhow, the main thing to remember is that the mode is the score that occurs the most. It occurs most often. Another way of saying it is it's got the highest frequency. It's very easy to pick out when you've got a small number of scores. We'll have a look at this in a moment. The range, on the other hand, tells us a little bit about how spread out the scores are. The range is the measure of spread. It says clustering or spread of the scores. So are the scores grouped close or are they spread out? And you simply calculate the range by taking the highest score and the lowest score and subtracting the lowest from the highest. So now we can do this with a couple of examples. In this one, they're asking us to find the mode of the scores. Now you'll remember that the mode was the one that occurred the most often. So for this one here, for this particular score, you'll notice that 9 occurs twice, while the other ones occur only once. So in this case, the mode is equal to 9. That's the one that occurs most often. In this one here, it's probably easier to rearrange the scores in some sort of order before trying to pick out the numbers that occur the most. So that's what we're going to do. 6 will come first, 7, 9, 10, and you'll notice that 14 occurs twice. So in this case then, the mode is 14. It's the score that occurs most frequently. In C, it's very interesting. If we arrange these scores in order, we get 3 first of all, followed by 4, and there's quite a few of these. Let's have a look. 4, 4. Take your time to do this properly so you don't make mistakes. 5, 5, 5, and then 6 and 7 and 8. Now you'll notice something interesting here, that 2 scores occur 3 times. There's 4, and also, and I'll just change the colour so we don't get these confused, there's also 5. So now what do we do with this? You've got a situation where there are 2 scores that occur the same amount of times. Well, it's very simple. We just simply say there are 2 modes in this particular case. 2 modes, and they are equal to 4 and 5. That's all you have to do. All right, what about range? Well, let's have a look at the range down here. I'll lift this example up. We'll do this in a minute, but let's have a look at the range. Now, according to the definition of a range is simply the highest score minus the lowest score. So let's have a look at then. The range, and I better put A here so we don't get confused. The range is the highest score minus the lowest score. Now when they're in order like this, it's quite easy to see the answer, isn't it? The highest score is 9, the lowest score is 3, so the range is 6, and that would be the answer. You actually don't write that the answer is 9 minus 3. You actually work it out that way, but the actual range is a number, in this case 6, the solution of 9 minus 3. Now we can do the same for B, but because these scores are not in order, it's a little bit more tricky, but by just having a little bit of an observation, we could say that the range would be equal to, now the highest score there is clearly 14, and the lowest score is 6. Excuse me. And when we subtract those, we get the number 8. So that's our range. 8 is our range. Quite an easy thing to do. And just one more example, and I guess I better push this up a little bit so I've got some space to write in. So find this in your booklets, and let's have a look at this one. It says find the mode and the range of these sets of scores. So this is in a frequency table. Can we do it? Well, yes, we can. It's obvious from the table that the score with the highest frequency, there it is, the highest frequency, the score that has that is 7. Therefore, that must be the mode. So we can say 7 occurs most often, and you look at that by looking in the frequency column. Therefore, it is a little bit of a delay here. Let's just clear that up. This is the mode. There we go. What about the range? Oh well, the range would be equal to the highest score minus the lowest score, and that's pretty easy to see. There's the highest score, there's the lowest score, so the range is 8, take away 4, we need to work that out. Our answer is 4. Let's try B. The mode is the one that occurs most often. Have a look at the frequencies. There it is there. It occurs 6 times. So the mode must be 20. That's the score that occurs most often. And what about the range? Well, the highest score is, see they're in order, so the highest score is 22 and the lowest score is 18. Sorry about that, is 18, and so therefore our range is 4. So the range for both of these was 4, even though the modes were different. And that's it. That's how you work out the mode and the range. Quite an easy concept, and it's one you need to practice.